Alright, here it is, September 29th. I'm at the Isle of Wight 90 bridge. It's a little rougher than usual. The wind is whipping and the kayak's getting bounced around a little bit. I'm sure it's harder to see with the GoPro as opposed to actually sitting in the water and looking at it and feeling it bounce around. I've kind of stayed a little close to the bridge like I always do, and then I'll see what I can do. The water temperature is 70, almost 74, 73.8 is what it's reading, and hopefully we'll get something. The goal is to come out for a couple hours and then get back. The Patriots are playing the Bills today. I really want to see that game. I'm a big Pats fan, and I've got beef ribs on the smoker, and I'm doing a chicken too later. So I'll come out for a little while, see if I can catch something. If I can't, it's no big deal. I know the bite has been pretty slow out here. I tried fishing the ocean the other day. It was completely dead. I didn't see any birds, dolphins, pelican. I mean, there was nothing. And we fished it, I'd say a good 6-7 hours. I got a tiny bite. I'm pretty sure it was just a little flounder just kind of hunkering down. But other than that, that was it. It was nothing. It's been dead. There you go. You never know what you're gonna find. I've got someone's old, I don't even know what the heck that is. Maybe you can tell me. I have no clue. Some kind of rigged up contraption of some sorts. I don't know. I'm bringing that back with me. I don't want to throw it back out. It's trash. I got that just pulling up the anchor just now. I drifted a little bit further from the bridge, a little bit further away from where ideally I'd like to be. So I'm going to turn around and head back. Bounced around on that one pretty good. Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to call it. It is super windy. The waves are really rough. The current's pushing me like crazy. Yep, I'm done. So while I get smashed around and toss and turn on the way back, I'll kind of explain how I do this and where I know to go or when to go. Typically, I'll fish the bridges, the 90 bridge, the Assateague Island bridge, and then there's the thoroughfare, which is not a bridge, but it's good flounder fishing over that way. Typically, before I go out, I go to a website, oceancitylive.com, and that's got cameras all over Ocean City. It's got it on the boardwalk, the bridges, the bay, the ocean, kind of all over. So it's oceancitylive.com, and from there, one of them I check is the sunset camera. The sun sets over the bay every night, so I'll check that camera in the morning, or I can check it whenever I want, and I see what the bay's doing. So sometimes the bay is really calm, and it's easy to go out, which is what it was this morning when I checked. Now, obviously, when I got out here, things changed, which they tend to do. kind of dictates the fishing and what I'm doing. So it's unfortunately an early trip. I didn't even really stay out too long. It's only 9:43. I've been out here for like 40 minutes. So on the way back I go. Alright, the fishing was an absolute bust. As you saw out there, the sun is starting to come up now. It looks pretty decent now, but I'm not going to head back out. I already came all the way back in. I went out to the 90 bridge, out that way. As soon as I made the corner, the wind picked up, the waves picked up. You saw me getting smashed around pretty good. So what I'll do is a quick gear, I guess, tutorial of what I have. Discovery 124F by Future Beach. It's a 10-foot kayak, which is perfect. It's light enough for me to get anywhere that I need to go or where I want to go. It's quick in and out, just carry in, carry out real fast. I think I got it on Facebook Marketplace, a couple $100, and then all my gear is, I try to go as cheap as I can with the intent of knowing that I could lose it. So, try to keep it simple and keep it cheap. My little flag I got this at Walmart. I think it was like $6. It works perfect. Everyone can see me. My rods are cheap Walmart rods, with the exception of my pen. But these are pretty cheap. And I switched the lines out, and I put decent line on there. And then every time I get back, I just use water and just hose the reels down. Getting into all the other expensive stuff, or a little bit more expensive, is my Garmin Striker 4. It's my fish finder, and that goes back to the transducer that's back there that is mounted right here. I use PVC pipe with zip ties, and then it goes back into the water right there. I have my rod holders. I carry 2 of them with me all the time. I have one here, and they go up here. My fish grips, I always have those. My bait I put in these little Tupperware containers, real cheap, you know, $1 for a 3-pack or whatever. And then I have them in here too, the gulps that I use. Here's the battery pack that goes to the fish finder. There's some of them that you can get that are super expensive, and then there's others that you can get relatively cheap. What I did was got a waterproof case. Inside the case is my battery pack. The battery pack is hardwired. I drilled a hole through here, and that goes directly to the fish finder, the power unit, the power side. I filled it with marine grade gel so it's never going to leak, and it never does. This battery pack I think was like $10, $5, something like that. It was cheap. It's actually powered by I think it's 8 AA batteries that go right here. I'll try to, there they are right there. So it's super cheap, it works, it's easy, and then I can get probably about 3 or 4 couple-hour trips out of the battery pack itself before I have to swap the batteries. And obviously you just saw it's easy to change the batteries. Something else that I carry is a case. I usually take the clip and clip into something that so it'll stay with me. It's got my phone, my wallet, and my truck keys. There's my truck. Then I have my marine radio. It's a VHF radio. This radio is more of a safety thing in case I see something where I need to call them, or I get into an accident, or I see an accident or something like that. I can get a hold of somebody pretty quick. The Coast Guard is channel 16, so I keep it in a bag. It is waterproof, it does float, but it's salt water, so I'd rather try to preserve it as long as I can. It's a Standard Horizon floating HX 150 radio. From there, I've got my crate that I keep everything. I try to keep it as least as I can as possible. These are the jigs that I'll use, or that I'll carry with me in here. And then my anchor. Anchor is pretty standard. Get it tied to the crate, and then I'll sink it and then tie it up right here. And that's pretty much it. The paddle is just the standard paddle. Just remember, always safety strap everything. I have this tied just in case I fall in. I don't want to lose my paddle, so it's just regular 550 cord. We used it all the time in the Marine Corps. It was one of the better things. We use 550 cord and duct tape, but I can't use duct tape here, so I got 550 cord. Other than that, that's pretty much it. It's real simple. It's cheap. I can get in and out real quick out of areas. It's kind of just launch and go. The kayak itself is not heavy. I can pick it up by myself. I don't need any support systems or wheels or anything that some of the Hobie guys use. The only disadvantage is I can't go when it's a little bit rougher outside. I have to kind of stay closer in, so that's what I do. So my life jacket, I'm a good swimmer. I've been swimming the majority of my life. However, I don't want to rely on that. I'd rather have something help me besides the kayak if I fall in. So it's made by Onyx. I got it on I think Amazon. And it's pretty standard. It's pretty lightweight. It is Coast Guard approved right there. On that, I have a pair of scissors that I carry all the time with pliers, and then I have a knife too. The knife I don't really use much. It's just in case something happens and I need to cut myself out, or easier access than the scissors. So it's got little pockets on it, a ruler in here. It's comfortable, it's lightweight. I can sit in it all day. It's pretty simple. That's it. I hope you like it. If you have any questions, just comment, and I'll try to help you out as best as I can. Again, like I said, I try to go as cheap as I can with the intent of everything falling in the water, and that way I won't be so upset, but at least it won't be a big financial loss. And that's it.